movement. The feminist movement is the movement of empowering women to take control, empowering women to make them feel that they're equal to the man when they're not. Verse. If a man doesn't work, he shouldn't eat. If a man doesn't work, he shouldn't eat. All about self-sufficiency work. What does that mean? That means you're with a man, okay? You're with a man and you're a woman and you want to be the man of the house. You want to be the man of the house. You want to provide for the house. You want to provide for everybody in the house because you're the man and the woman, right? Because there's this mental psychosis that's going on with people around the world. We're trying to recreate life. And you work. Well, the man shouldn't eat if he's not working. Oh, but he cares about me. He helps clean. No, but he's not working. He's not bringing money into the house. So why are you letting him eat? Why is he living in your house? He doesn't help pay for the bills. He doesn't do workout. He doesn't have 30-inch biceps. He doesn't promote or contribute to the household financially. Why is he eating in your house? Why is he staying in your house? And you as a woman are giving yourself to this man. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with this? Okay, you need to chase perpetual joyfulness. You need to chase that intentionality. Okay, because without intention, there is no fruitfulness. Without fruitfulness, there is spiritual death. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. This is important because as I talked about in my previous videos, when you say things like, oh, I'm not this, I'm not that, I don't have this, I don't have that. What you're actually saying is that you yourself, because God is in every one of us, is what you're saying is that you yourself, you are not, you, meaning God, is not blah, 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 blah. So they don't use words of encouragement. They're actually insulting God. Listen. Exhale. 30-inch biceps. 30-inch biceps. I don't cuss. I cuss probably 4 or 5 times in my life. But it's not part of my vocabulary because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in cussing. Why? Because your words have power. Your words hold weight. You can speak life. You can speak life into existence. And some say, oh, well, you can't speak life into existence. Technically, not necessarily because you need help from God, life. But you can bring and extract with your words. That's how powerful your words are. So you guys have to be careful with what kind of words you're using. All right, especially if you're saying things like, oh, I'm not worth anything. I'm so dumb. I'm so this. I don't have that. Well, then, if that's what you think, what you're doing is you're actually insulting God. You use God in vain. You say, oh my God. You are insulting God. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Always have things in your life where they go wrong. There will always be moments in your life where things, you cannot understand it. But just because you don't understand it doesn't mean that it's not true. All right? Just because you don't understand doesn't mean it's not true. Okay, a lot of smart people, they can't understand something, and so they think that it's just not true. And you can't push past the pain. You can't push past the pain. Because you're so single thinking. You're singular in your thinking. You can't push past the pain because you don't like the pain. So how can you get to the other side if you don't learn how to like the pain? That even applies to business, right? Or a new job. How can you expect to make your money if you can't embrace the suck? Because there will always be a suck. Always. And that doesn't mean that you're not meant to do the thing. It just means that that's part of the growth. That's part of the growing as a person. Okay? You want to get more in shape. You want to be more fit. You want to feel more happier and like what you see in the mirror. You need to embrace how it sucks sometimes, right? Oh, I can't have this chest muscles like this muscle lady. Oh, because you don't know how to embrace the suck. You have to embrace the suck, okay? Perpetual joyfulness. Intentionally choosing to be joyful. And remember, disruption follows intention. Mindset, with your mindset, you can achieve anything. And remember who to keep at the forefront of your life, which is God, because without God, no one is Everyone is nothing. Use words of encouragement. Why? Again, Exodus. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Why? Because God is. I'm going to repeat that. God is. What does that mean? God is means that God just goes around. The beginning is always the end, and the end is always the beginning. God never stops. Be more fit. You want to feel more healthier? You want to get more jacked or whatever it is? Okay, that's one component of the big picture, right? Because through physical pain, physical growth, you grow mentally. That change your body, physicality. You have to change who you are as a spirit, right? Because the spirit, now some people can change their body, but their spirit is still weak. I've seen it time and time again. That's why you see people with huge muscles, right? They have huge muscles, but their spirit's weak. They're easily influenced. I've seen it with a lot of these fitness influencers where, they have these huge muscles and they have these huge following, but their spirit is very, very weak and they're very vulnerable. And when they grow all these followers, all these people follow them and look up to them, and one day it just takes that one person to say that negative thing and it just shoots that person down. Why? Because they didn't have God at their center point to guide their heart. They weren't doing things for the right reasons. Right? This is why it's important to have a strong why and to have a good foundation. All right? Because unless you have that strong foundation, or in other words, your strong why, you will resort back to who you used to be, because you can't be the same person and acquire the new things that you want, because that's the definition of insanity. The same level of consciousness that got you here won't get you there. So in order to change physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, in all dimensions, you have to change your mental state. And where does that come from? That comes with acknowledging the fact that there's a creator, acknowledging the fact that your words have power. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. All right? Not saying words like, oh, I'm so dumb. Oh, I'm out of shape. No, you have to say things. I am in shape. I am strong. I am powerful. I am happy. I am beautiful. And then embrace where you are and be grateful that you have another day, another opportunity to live. Because that's what God wants to hear. God wants to hear how grateful you are for your ears. I'm so grateful I have a chair. I have a chair right now. I'm so grateful I have these awesome socks. I have this amazing microphone. I have abs of steel. Grateful I have a computer so I can record and upload these awesome videos. I'm so grateful I have some chapstick. I'm so grateful I have 2 ears, 1 mouth, 2 eyes. So grateful I got this t-shirt. I'm so grateful I have long hair. You should be grateful that you're able to see me right now, because there's some people that can't watch videos on YouTube. Right? Perpetual joyfulness.